Woof.
Okay, so here is the new DevBlog that came out last night. This is on new ships that are going to go into closed testing. So it's talking about researchable Japanese light cruisers. So we have Agano, Gokase, Omono, Shimanto, Takahashi, yeah, and Yodo. We'll call that one Yoda, as well as premium cruisers, Tokachi and Admiral Schroder. There's also Japanese Supercarrier Sekiryu and Soviet Superbattleship Admiral Ushakov, which I'm guessing will be the Super Kremlin. Oh joy. That will take half of your team shooting at it for the entire game to kill it. But anyway, let's see what they say about these Japanese light cruisers. It says they're going to be medium range ships, good firing range, beginning at Tier 8, a large number of main battery guns with increased reload time. That's interesting. So more guns, slower reload. Armed with torpedoes with high damage and range, good concealment, which allows you to, retreat from engagements or, sneak up on something and get the first salvo off. Tier 5 and 6 ships will have 152 millimeter main battery guns. Tier 7 ships, 155. And the high tier cruisers, so I guess that means Tier 8 and up, will have dual purpose 150 millimeter guns. So, such as it is, they ought to have reasonable AP, although AP is kind of a misnomer. Not AP, I mean, not AP, I mean, anti-aircraft, AA. Main battery guns fire HE and AP. And starting at Tier 8, the AP shells have low damage, so they're encouraging you to be a HE spammer. Great. All of them are going to be equipped with 610 millimeter torps with wide launch angles, long range but low speed. Torpedo tubes at Tier 7 and up have the turning mechanics previously introduced on the new British battleships, so they can be fired at angles that they can't physically traverse to. So, when we first saw that mechanic, it looked like you were getting to guide those, but it's really not. You just aim your launch reticle like you do on anything, on any other ship with torpedo tubes, but, the torpedo tubes themselves are going to launch mostly straight out the side of the ship. Then they're going to turn, and then they're going to turn again and go on the track that you actually aimed it at. So it just looks weird coming out. It does that little S turn and then goes where you aimed it. So realistically, it's not, in my opinion, a heck of a lot different than regular tubes. The only thing that does is give you a chance to have more protected tubes, or tubes that don't really traverse that much, to be able to have a wide launch angle. That's really what that does. Starting from Tier 6, hydroacoustic search and defensive AA are available, and you get a fighter in a separate slot. Okay, whatever. And Tier 9 and 10 get a repair party, so not Tier 8. So sounds like, whenever they're talking about the main battery guns, 155 millimeter guns at Tier 7, that's like Mogami guns, sounds like, or the smaller Mogami guns. So let's see. So here's just some quick pictures of them. Here's the Tier 5 Agano. Looks like it's probably 6 guns. Small, fast, new generation light cruiser, designed to lead destroyer and submarine flotillas. Oh, that's what we want, is something to help submarines. Japanese cruiser Gokase, a development of the Agano class cruisers with enhanced gunnery, more powerful propulsion, and increased speed. Okay. I still only see what appears to be, I can't tell if there's 6 or 8 guns there. There might be 8. It's hard to tell. We'll find out in a minute, I think, when we look at stats. Japanese cruiser Omono, Tier 7, armed with 12 long-range 155 millimeter main guns with an extended reload time. Anti-air systems have been strengthened by the use of 100 millimeter dual-purpose mounts. Okay. So 4 triple turrets, 12 guns. So this is, you know, going to be a little like the Mogami. If you like the Mogami, it sounds like you might like this one. Now, here's Shimanto at Tier 8. Large cruiser. You're going to have 15 dual-purpose 150mm main battery guns. Low AP damage. Long reload are offset by a large number of guns. I wonder if they're going to get the same accuracy that a lot of the Japanese cruisers get. We'll have to see there. But so 15 guns, 5 triple turrets. Okay. Tier 9. Takahashi. A light cruiser, which is development of the previous project, but with enhanced AA and torpedo armament. So it sounds like at Tier 9, it's basically going to be almost the same thing as Shimanto, but you're just going to have better AA and torps. That's what it sounds like. We'll see in a minute. And Tier 10, Yodo. So again, let's see. Large light cruiser with a unique composition of main battery artillery. 18. Do I see this right? 18 dual purpose 150mm guns located in 6 turrets. So you got 3. So this is one of the few times we've seen the A, B, C, X, Y, Z, other than, you know, like on Atlanta or something like that. But so 18, 6 triple turrets of 150mm guns. Holy good Lord. It'll be interesting to see what the reload on these is. So we'll look and see. But my gosh, this thing will be setting minimum of 2 fires every time it hits you, if it has any accuracy. And I suspect it will because it's a cruiser. Then I believe this is a premium here. Japanese Cruiser Tokachi, Tier 7. A project to refit the Furitaka. So this is a Furitaka going to Tier 7 from 5 to 7 by giving it rapid fire 127mm dual purpose artillery with high muzzle velocity and 6 twin gun turrets. So this is going to be the Japanese Atlanta, essentially, from what I can see, more or less. Modest main battery caliber, yeah. However, it can rely on powerful long-range 610mm torpedoes. Damage is less than others, but compensated by higher travel speed and a shorter reload time. And torpedo reload booster. Okay. So this is an Atlanta with seriously usable torpedoes. Okay. Interesting. So all these were named after rivers. The only exceptions were the 3 Katori class ships, which were training ships and named after Shinto shrines. Okay. Agano was named after the river of the same name on the island of Honshu. Okay. This is, you can check this out in the blog and read that yourself. I won't go through it. Here is the Tier 9 German cruiser Admiral Schroder. So, Admiral Schrodinger. Wonder if there's a cat aboard. The project of this ship, based on a late 1920s idea, so this is obviously paper ship, regarding creation of a high-speed battle cruiser armed with 305mm guns and relatively weak armor. So, suited for medium-distance combat. Not bad for a cruiser armor. Well, so it says it's well suited for combat at medium distances due to decent survivability. Not bad for cruiser armor as well as large caliber. They need to do a better job. Again, this gets pointed out by every streamer that reviews these things, that they need to do a better job translating. Let somebody whose native language is English look at these. As well as the large caliber of its main battery guns. High firing accuracy. I can't tell if there's 6. There's either 6 or 8 guns. Hard to tell. In the event of a close encounter, powerful, accurate secondary guns with a long range and hydroacoustic. Okay. Good concealment and an engine boost. Okay. Let's see. What else here? Talks about the new German ships of the early 1930s being named after the most famous admirals of the Kaiserliche Marine of the First World War. Admiral Scheer, Admiral Graf Spee, and then followed by Admiral Hipper. Makes sense. So let's see now. Next, Japanese Supercarrier Sekiryu. Okay. Let's see. Further development of the Taiho class. So what else? Continues the branch after the hack, having received a boost in the form of tactical jet squadrons. Okay, yeah, another United States, just what we need. Their main features, their high maximum speed. Really, you think? The standard squadrons are composed of attack craft, torp bombers, and bombers armed with AP bombs. So basically, you've got rockets, torps, and AP bombs. Powerful torpedo bombers and attack aircraft with high explosive fragmentation rockets. Good deck armor. So that'll bounce all your Yamato and Superbattleship shells. So great. This talks about how they originally named the carriers, which I'm not going to get into. So, but for this particular name, the Sekiryu, Japanese mythology, where the red dragon Sekiryu was discovered, born from the sun and a volcano and capable of breathing fire. Okay. It is it's considered to scare away the forces of evil and represents justice. Well, if you play Dungeons and Dragons, red dragons are typically very evil. Chaotic evil, if I remember correctly. All right, so the last one here is Soviet super battleship Admiral Ushakov. Large ship with a displacement of over 100,000 tons. Good lordy. 9 457 millimeter guns. So follows Kremlin. Gets some of its features: large health pool, powerful armor, which does affect maneuverability, has good accuracy at close range, and a large number of secondary guns. So you have an alternative firing mode. It says, if the main artillery is successfully zeroed in, combat instructions are activated. Alternative firing mode provides a temporary boost. So when you, and I must say that this is my first read of this. I have not read this prior to this stream, so this is my first read and reaction, which is how I like to do this. So it's saying when you activate the combat instructions, it receives a 10% bonus to range and a 30% reduction in maximum dispersion. Holy crap. Okay. Wow. So in the 50s, apparently there were a couple of Sverdlov, if I said that correct, class cruisers with the names Admiral Ushakov and Admiral Nakhimov. So they're using one of those names there. Now here's the fun part. We get to look at the parameters of some of these ships, and I'm not going to do any comparisons. I'm just going to kind of glaze through them. But at tier 5, wow, the tier 5 cruiser has 25,800 health, which is a lot. 6 guns, 14.6 range, 2,600 HE damage, 2,900 AP damage, 850 muzzle velocity, so not Russian levels, but still pretty good. 9-second reload. Okay. What is it? 2 Sigma. So that's pretty typical cruiser. But look at these torps. 2x4. 20, almost right at 21,000 damage. That kills any DD, a lot of cruisers with one hit, and a couple of those will cripple or kill any battleship that's not on full health. That's crazy. 12-kilometer range. We'll play the thing as a damn DD, it sounds like. 60 knot speed, 120-second reload. You got some secondary AA defense. Okay. 35 knot speed. Here you go. Surface detectability 11.1. So you should be able to get that down to what, 10? About 10? Wow. That is that's insane. And you get damage control hydro and a fighter. Okay. So now we go up to tier 6. Get a little more health. Now, that first one only has 13 millimeter plating, it says, so we'll see. This one has 16 millimeter plating. Now you get 8 152s. What was the... So it's a 9-second reload. So now you get 8 152s with a 9-second reload. So basically that's a 33% DPM buff going to tier 6. You still got that same 14.6 range, same shell damage, 13% fire chance, all that, same accuracy. However, the torpedoes, they've got to end up nerfing the damage on the torpedoes at the tier 5 ship. They got to, because tier 6, the damage is only 17,233. 12-kilometer range. Other than that, these are the same as the tier 5 ship, except it's 3,000 and something less damage. A little better AA than the previous one. What else? 37.5 knots. That is pretty darn speedy. Turn circle radius isn't great, but and your surface detectability is 9.5. So you're going to get this thing down to like 8.6, maybe 8.5 or 6. Jeez. Again, play it like a destroyer, like a super destroyer. I mean, why not? Tier 7. Now we're up to 32,000 hit points. Now we have 12 155s. So I want to see how this compares to the Mogami. 17.6 kilometer range. That's pretty impressive. The AP's 3,300, HE's 2,600, 10% fire chance. So your fire chance is actually down a little bit from the tier 5 and 6, but you do have 12 guns. You do also have a 925 velocity. Nice. 12.5-second reload. What else you got? Yeah, typical accuracy. Let's see the torpedoes on this bad boy. 13-kilometer range and just shy of 24,000 damage. You hit anything with that and it's going to hurt. What else we got here? Yeah, they're detected 1.7 kilometers, so they're easily detectable. Again, the AA is getting a little better. Now you're getting explosions and salvos. Speed goes down to 33 knots here. What else we got? Detectability, 11.9. I'm trying to remember, at tier 7, I don't think you get concealment on the boat yet, just the captain. So you'll be at what, like 10.7 on that. So okay, same stuff, damage control, and then you can choose hydro, defensive AA, and you get a fighter. All right, tier 8 Shimanto, 44,500 hit points. Now your plating goes up to 25 millimeters. Now you get 15 guns on this bad boy. 15 guns. Your AP shells, yeah, they dropped to 2850. Still at 2,500 and 11% fire chance on 15 shells. and you've got this 930 meters per second velocity, which is almost to the level of Russian. The dispersion goes up a little bit on this one, but I think that's because the range is 18.7 kilometers. Holy crud buckets. Okay. Now you get 4 triple launchers. Am I seeing? So you get 6 torps aside, and these are the torps that do right at 24,000. 15-kilometer range. They're not that fast, but boy, do they hurt. AA is getting better. 34.5 knot speed. Turning circle is 830. That's a little iffy. And again, you're 11.1 detectability on this. Okay, so now at tier 8, you'll put your captain on it, and this will go down to 10 kilometers, and then you'll take that for your detectability slot, and that goes down to about 9 kilometers. So this thing is about a 9 kilometer, and it's got, what did we say the torps were? They are, where are they? 15-kilometer range, and you got a 9. So this is a giant destroyer. Wow. Now tier 9, here is where, note we're at 15 guns still, 11% fire chance. So it's similar, pretty much the same guns as last time. Yeah, the 150 millimeter. Your range is still the same. You get a little more, you get 5,000 more health. So this is 49,500. The guns are identical. The Sigma very ever so slightly increases. The reload's the same. So your Sigma goes from 2 to 2.05. Not really a big deal. So let's see what is different here then. So basically you get more health going to tier 9. Your DPM is going to be almost identical. That little bit of Sigma might help you just the teeniest a bit. Reloads, I mean, everything's the same. You've got the same torps. What about AA? Does the AA go up? Looks like AA is going up a little bit here. Same speed, worse turning circle, slightly higher surface detectability, which means you'll be just a little over 9, like 9.3 maybe ish. But you get a repair. So that's your big difference, is really you get 5,000 health and a repair compared to the tier 9, more or less. That's your biggest changes. Then here's Yoda. Let's see what Yoda has here. So now we're at 55,300 health. So another 5,000 health. Still at 25 millimeter plating. And the range actually dips just slightly to 18 kilometers. But now you've got 18 freaking guns with good accuracy and an 11% fire chance. Holy crap. Wow. Okay. You've got the same torps as before, 15 kilometers, all that good stuff. Again, the AA is creeping up a little better. Your speed is a half a knot slower. Turning radius is worse. Rudder shift's worse, so it's less maneuverable. But let's see what it's now, and its detectability goes up a little bit. So now you'll be at about around 10-ish, give or take a tenth. Wowzer. That is insane. What else do we have here? All right, and here's your premium. So here's your tier 7 Tokachi. You're at 32,000 health. You got 12 guns. So let's see how this stacks up with Atlanta. 13.6 range. So I think that's a tiny bit more range in Atlanta. 9% fire chance. That's also better than Atlanta. Velocity of the shells is probably better than Atlanta. 7-second reload time. So okay, that's worse. I want to trying to remember, I think Atlanta's around 5.5-ish, somewhere in that neighborhood. Decent enough accuracy. These shells could still be floaty. Just depends on the drag characteristics. But here you've got 2 triple launchers that are 12 kilometers and there's 17,000 damage with a reasonable speed. AA defense just looks so-so. 34.5 knot speed, 750 turning radius, 88 rudders. So some maneuverability there. All right, and surface detectability range. So when you trick this out, you're only going to be able to get it down to about 10.6, roughly. And what have you got? You do have a torp reload booster on this bad boy. So 10.6 with torps that are 12 kilometers. So definitely stealth torpable. So I don't know, these lines, I think people that like the Japanese or light cruisers or used to like them will probably like these from the best I can tell. We will see, but it looks like they're a little more heavily torpedo focused. Now let's see here. German cruiser Admiral Schroder. So you got just shy of 60,000 health on this. You do take 60-second fires. That seems to be an MA. So you got 8 305s with an 18.4 range. 3,400 HE damage, 8,300 AP damage, 22% fire chance. So lower than what some other nations that are better would be. Let's see what else. 18-second reload, which is not horrible for that, but you do only have 8 guns instead of 9. Good accuracy. 2.85 Sigma. I'm not sure about the dispersion, how bad that is. I suspect it's only so-so, but that may be like cruiser dispersion. So nice. 8-kilometer secondaries. Really? Wow. Okay. What else we got? 32.5 speed, so not fast, not very concealing. Where is, so surface detectability 12.6. I think this is a tier 9. That gets you down to what? 11.3-ish. And then 10.2-ish. Somewhere in that neighborhood. So interesting. And you get damage control, hydro, engine boost, and repair party. Interesting boat. Japanese Supercarrier Sekiryu. Now let's see what this one's got. 71,300 health. Got some secondaries. AA's pretty good as it normally is. 35 knot speed. 1,360 meter turning radius. Good grief. But surface detectability 15.5. So let's see what we got. Attack aircraft 1,510 health, which isn't just like extremely high, but 165 knot speed. You're going to get 3 planes in attack flight with a total of 9 in the squadron. So if you didn't, immediately drop some back to the carrier, you could theoretically make 3 attacks if you didn't lose any planes. It's got an 82-second restoration time, which is not too bad. 14 of them on the deck. Here we go. 6 rockets in a payload. So you're talking 18 rockets. 3150 damage, 30 millimeter pin, and a 14% fire chance. Okay. Torp bombers have an 1820 health, which is much better. 145 knots. 2. All right, let me look at this and get this straight. Attacking flight is 2, and they have 1 torp in a payload. So you only get 2 torps in an attack, but there's 12 planes in the squadron. So theoretically, you could potentially squeeze off 6 attacks Wow. Okay. 78-second restoration time, which is also pretty. Okay. That's interesting. Those torps have a 9,333 max damage and a 50 knot speed, which is pretty nasty. So we'll have to see how that works. What about the dive bombers? 1790 health, 152 knot speed. So you get 3 aircraft per attack flight with 12 in the squadron. So that's theoretically 4 attacks. 18 aircraft on deck. Now, bombs and payload 1. So basically you're dropping 3 AP bombs per attack. Max bomb damage of 6,800. Okay. Then your tactical squadrons. Oh, so you get more than 1. You get attack aircraft, a little less health, 173 knot cruising speed, which is not that much faster than the regular ones. So what do you get? So 3 aircraft with 8 rockets each. So you're getting 24 rockets with 3,150 damage and a 30 millimeter armor pen and a 14% fire chance. That's pretty nasty. I see this setting double fires all the time, no matter what you're sending it at, if you're good at landing your rockets. Torpedo bombers, 2260, which is, wow, that's up there. Cruising speed of 148 knots. Again, only slightly faster than the regular ones, but I guess it's that rocket assisted takeoff. You got 2 aircraft. You get 2 torps total. So you get 2 torps out, and it's the same torps as the others. So I don't see a huge change there. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm not a CV main. Don't play them that much, so I'm not sure. Now, let's see what we got here. Soviet Super Battleship Admiral Ushakov. 135,000 health. 9 457s. 21 kilometer firing range, or 21.3. 14,500 AP shell damage. 800 millimeters per second velocity. 45% fire chance. Nasty. Reload is 33 seconds. 180-degree turn time, 30 seconds. That's fast. That's good for that. What else have we got? So maximum, yeah, then your combat instructions give you a 30% dispersion reduction and a 10% range boost. So it gets your range out to like 23.4 or something like that, with a whole lot better dispersion. So we'll see how that works. 25-second duration. But you got to get like 9 shots. Okay, not sure what that might do. Let's look at your secondaries. It's a Russian boat. Your AA is somewhat decent at that tier. 30 knot speed, huge turning radius. What else? Surface detectability of 17.8. So that's what? 16 and another 1.6. So that's about 14.4-ish. And you got fast damage control repair party is all. So it'll be interesting to see how the armor layout really is on that boat and how tough it is. I'm assuming it'll be really similar to the Kremlin. It'll probably be just like a Kremlin with more health and this firing specialty thing. So we will see. Wow, that was a huge dev blog to go through. Thank you for your patience. We'll finish this one up, but very interesting. The Japanese. It'll be interesting to see what tweaks are done to these Japanese ships, especially that Tier 5. This Agano that's got the torps that hit for the stupid amount of damage. What was that? The 21,000 damage torps. Holy crap. We'll see if that gets tweaked. But yeah, interesting line. I'll be interested to at least check it out. I'm not sure about the German cruiser or the supercarrier or even the Soviet super battleship, so we'll have to see there. Okay, that really does it for that one. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to see notifications of future videos, just ring the bell. Until next time, Tater Dawg says, woof.